So I went to this anti-stigma workshop, which was the first time really I had started to realize that both I had a similar experience to other people that were talking in the workshop about being affected by these negative perceptions of other people. And so it really started me thinking about, it was a dilemma for me about whether to share that experience with other people. I felt a little bit like a fraud in hiding it from other people, especially because it was, to me, so important to advocate for changes in negative attitudes toward people with mental health conditions. And at the same time, I realized that there was going to be a lot of risk to me, I thought, in sharing that information with other people about my lived experience. So it was really I think a tough couple of months, even just thinking about how do I make this decision. My research background was in reasonable accommodations for people with mental health diagnoses, psychiatric disabilities in work. And so here I was an expert in this area and advising other people on disclosing to an employer so that they could get some accommodations or adjustments. And I was hesitating to do that very thing. When I would hear some negative remarks about people with psychiatric disabilities or jokes that really were, to me, kind of underhanded insults, I would cringe inside. And it was really difficult for me to figure out whether I should say something. Because if I had not yet shared that information, I was concerned about that somehow I was going to be exposing myself. So I felt very vulnerable in those situations. At the same time, I would get really angry at hearing the comments and feel stuck, not knowing what to do or what to say to address it, which I felt like I really should address. That I felt was really part of my role as a teacher, an instructor, as an advocate, as a service provider, to raise some awareness in the other professionals who I thought should have known better. You might think that you're in a room full of professionals and make a comment thinking that, well, there's nobody here who has a diagnosis, so it's okay, when in fact that may not be the case, and is likely not to be the case. It started raising some issues for me that I really needed to walk the walk if I was going to continue in the field teaching other people about how to deal with stigma and also how to help people with that same situation, making the decision about whether to share, what to say, when to say it, and how to deal with whatever consequences there might be.